to the Overnight News. I'm Jeff Begays in Washington. A new trial is set to begin this month in the killing of Bakari Henderson, a 22-year-old black man who was beaten to death outside a bar in Greece. In 2017, Henderson was chased and attacked by a mob after a violent altercation inside a bar. Henderson, who was from Austin, Texas, was in Greece on a business trip involving his own clothing line. The attack was captured on camera. We're warning you now that the video is hard to watch. 9 of the attackers went on trial in 2018. 6 were found guilty of deadly assault, but none was convicted of murder. CBS Morning's co-host Gail King spoke to Bakari's parents, Jill and Phil Henderson, who say more than 4 years later they are still fighting for justice.
Why don't you first start us off by telling us what the past 5 years have been like?
It's been a lot of highs, but mostly lows, trying to process the grief. And I would say the hardest thing has been feeling like I'm not always doing the best that I can by my other 2 children, because I spend so much time focused on Bakari and the retrial and just trying to keep his legacy alive because I miss him so much.
Think about him daily.
You think about him daily?
Oh yeah, there's something happens every day that makes me think about him.
Mm-hmm.
Phil and Jill Henderson's son Bakari was a world traveler. In July 2017, the recent college graduate was visiting Greek island of Zakynthos when a night out turned deadly.
There you
The
go.
woman seen in this surveillance video told authorities the altercation began after she asked to take a selfie with Bakari. She says a Serbian customer nearby then said, quote, "There are a lot of Serbs in the bar. Why are you talking to a black guy?" That man then hit Bakari in the face. Bakari hesitated, struck back, and then tried to escape. A mob then chased him down the street, beating him against a car, and then on the ground. Less than 30 seconds later, Bakari Henderson was dead.
Ήταν μαζί με τον Bakari Henderson όταν ξεκίνησαν όλα από έναν διαπληκτικό.
His death made international headlines.
Somebody getting beaten to death over a selfie, it just makes no sense. It's very hard to imagine
Jealousy.
that people would have that much hate to do something to another human being.
In 2018, 6 of the 9 suspects charged with intentional homicide, which carries a life sentence in Greece, were found guilty of a lesser assault charge. The attackers, 5 Serbian nationals, and a British man of Serbian descent, faced between 5 and 15 years in prison. The other 3 men were acquitted. No one was found guilty of murder. At least 4 of the men have already been released.
You should not be able to chase a man down and beat him to death and then not go to jail and serve jail time. So that's all I have to say.
Take us through the first trial, what that experience was like for you.
It was eye-opening because it was so different.
Is the trial in English?
No, the trial is all in Greek.
And even though you can't understand what's being said, both of you still feel it's very important for you to be there in person.
Yes.
Why?
Just so that they realize that Bakari is loved, and we are there to support the outcome of this trial. We want to see justice served.
Does the language barrier add to the stress of the case?
Oh yeah. You can see their body language. In their culture, they're so animated that you're not sure if they're arguing, and you're kind of, tense and stressed, just trying to figure out, okay, what's going wrong? What are they talking about?
During the first trial, Phil, were the defendants in the courtroom?
Yes, they brought him in.
What was that like for you to see the men accused of taking your son's life?
It was rough, and the whole time it looked like they were there to have a good time, just like he was there to have a good time. I just kept saying to myself, if they only would have got to know him, they would have loved him. If they only would have got to know him, they would have loved him.
It was very hard because they brought them in and they have them sitting in the middle of the courtroom in front of you, and they never make eye contact with you. They never tried to even look to see that we're even human. During breaks, they would allow their family to come up and give them hugs and kisses and stuff like that. And I'm like, really? You're doing that in front of us, and we'll never get to do that with our son. It just felt like there was just no real respect for the fact that we were there grieving.
Do you think the people of Greece or the public of Greece understands what this case is about?
I think that the people of Greece overall support justice being served, because Greece views themselves as a country that is very hospitable and built on friendship. And so I think that they would prefer that, justice would be served so that this black mark would be taken off of the country as a whole.
When I was in your home in Austin 5 years ago, we went in Bakari's room. What have you done with his room?
We really haven't done much. We haven't even unpacked his suitcase yet. So.
You haven't unpacked his suitcase from Greece?
No.
Why, Jill?
We just haven't been able to. I don't know.
After he died, you found a journal in his room?
Yes. He actually had a few journals, and he had one with like all the clothesline stuff, and he had like his designs. He had what logo went where, the colors, the price points, everything. And another journal, he had people he wanted to meet, books he wanted to read, he had songs he wanted to hear, movies he wanted to watch, and he had favorite quotes from people.
Who did he want to meet? I'm curious.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You wanted to meet Elon Musk?
Elon Musk. It was a long list of people.
Great.
He had Robert Smith on there. He had actually tried to reach him
In Austin,
to intern. He wanted to intern for him because he was a finance major.
I think that's a treasure to have.
Yeah.
Wow.
You've also continued his work. He was in Greece because he was shooting a photo shoot for his fashion line.
Correct. So that's what I spend all my time doing.
What do you think he'd say about you doing this?
Nice
he always
clothing.
told me I was going to be working for him. So we laugh now because we are working for him full time.
Next week, the Hendersons will return to Greece for the 5th time. 7 of the original 9 men accused in this brutal attack are being retried for murder.
Are you more optimistic this time, Joe?
I want to be. I'll say that. I want to be. I'm trying to be. It just was so devastating last time to have all that optimism and then have it just kind of thrown in your face at the last minute.
I don't think they view us black people the same as they do white people over there. And I felt that in the trial and the results of the trial is that they treated and felt like he was less than a man.
I just truly hope that this time that they really view Bakari as a child of God and the human that he is, and view him as somebody that could be their brother, their son, their grandson, their nephew, their friend. So, I really want them to be able to understand that when they're doing the sentencing this time.
That was CBS Morning's co-host Gil King with Jill and Phil Henderson. The retrial.
People, we want the best for our children. For this guy to try to go and make a career in the fashion statement and then end up dying from going to a bar because a lady asked for a selfie and the men got jealous and they beat him and kicked him and killed him. Whew, Jesus. He just wanted the best of it. It was so sad. Hold on.
Henderson's son Bakari was a world traveler. In July 2017, the recent college graduate was visiting Greek island of Zakynthos when a night out turned deadly. The woman seen in this surveillance video told authorities the altercation began after she asked to take a selfie with Bakari. She says a Serbian customer nearby then said, quote, "There are a lot of Serbs in the bar. Why are you talking to a black guy?" That man then hit Bakari in the face. Bakari hesitated, struck back, and then tried to escape. A mob then chased him down the street, beating him against a car, and then on the ground. Less than 30 seconds later, Bakari Henderson was dead.
Ήταν μαζί με τον Bakari.
To another human being.
Looking at my son, thinking about their son, Bakari Henderson. He went to Greece to better his life and to become a fashion designer. And now he's passed away. Got beaten to death because a lady wanted to take a selfie and they got jealous. It's racism everywhere, y'all. Oh my God. Just protect your children and try to fight for them and be the best parent you can. God bless y'all and have a great day.